Not my father, I don't consider him a good man. My brother's really not good man. My ex, baby daddy, not a good man. I've never once met a good man. I've going on almost 32 years, okay? I've never met one genuinely good man. Every single man I have encountered has done something absolutely horrific and minimized it. Every single man that I've encountered is a liar, is a perv, and does not see women as humans. Every single man that I've ever encountered is so far up the patriarchy's booty butt. They genuinely think that it's okay for them to not grow past the mental age of 12. They genuinely think that having a job is all that they need to do. I have never met a good man.
And you never will. When you don't have good examples historically in your life, then everyone has to live up to whatever definition you've set, whatever definition you've adopted by society. The idea that you believe, right, that you've never met a good man, but you've never really had in-depth interaction with every man you've met. It's one of those things that you just hear people say because it sounds clickbaity. It sounds like this is a great opportunity to go viral. But in reality, these messages are dangerous. But what can we do? Now, just speaking to the men, what can you do? It's really simple. You leave them exactly where they are. That's the best you can do for women like this. And it's not as if we're saying something negative. We're just being realistic. So listen, before we continue, guys, like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel, helps push the algorithm out. We're really trying to have real conversation, real solutions, if any exist. But let's keep going. So in this case, and we see this a lot, we see this a lot on here where people get on and they will say they'll take their own experiences, as vast as we believe our experiences are. They're pale in comparison to the whole, to the norm. We just don't meet enough people to say every man, every woman is like this. So you should always caution yourself when you hear that, when you see people talking like that, as if they can speak for every single person that that has ever existed. And I know the reaction is usually one where you want to hit back, where you want to say something, where you want to say, of course it's wrong. This can't be the truth. You've got to leave it alone.
Not my father, I don't consider him a good man. My brother's really not good men. My ex, baby daddy, not a good man. His dad, horrible man. His two brothers, one of them is halfway decent, but still don't consider him good.
So this is again, this is something we constantly see. We constantly see that people with their poor experiences, and usually it's, a baby mama, baby daddy drama, and then that's pushed over to the rest of the world. You didn't have a good experience with your father. You wouldn't consider your brothers good men. What chance do any other men have? When that's your perception of men, of course, the men you interact with are going to be just the same. This isn't a scenario where you can say, well, you just chose bad. Well, the men in your life, realistically, you have to leave these people alone. You have to let their own, you can't fix people and this sort of trauma. You, the best thing you could do is say, okay, I understand. And you isolate that person. You say, cool, you have to be over there. Because if that's what you believe, and this is saying, I'm trying to give advice to women, that type of advice you just hear and you sort of take in. Oh, of course, the same things for me. I have never met a good man. Well, these people, he might have been all right, but he's a man, so therefore there's something about him, something's wrong. It's a poison pill that we continue to spread through of like a verbal sort of virus, and it just infects the next person, next person, next person. And with the internet, we can affect more people like that in a drop of a dime. That's what we have to really challenge and really insulate ourselves from. When you hear this, okay, it's a very simple premise to disprove. You know, one good person, just one good person, that's enough. I grew up hearing the same things most men, black men did, especially in New York. Women are insert the slur, take your pick. Whatever else, whatever slur you want, I've heard it. Do I now think all women are like that? Did I have to meet all women to know that's not true? No, I have a sister. I have a mom. They're wonderful people. They're absolute wonderful people. So already I say, okay, this has to be false. When you hear the all, it has to be false. When you hear people painted with broad strokes, it has to be false. What do we hear in Star Wars, right? For all the fans out there, only a Sith deals in absolutes. When you hear this, just know what side this on. This is the dark side.
Uh-uh. His sister's husband, really shitty. All of my male family members, horrible people. All of my past male colleagues, all of my male instructors, professors, all of them are fucking horrible.
What type of what type of relationship did you have with your male instructors to know that they're horrible people? I'm not saying what you're thinking. You thought it. Your head is in the gutter, not mine, not mine.
Horrible. There is no such thing as a good man. And if you think you're a good man, please explain why. I'd love to hear it because I guarantee you, probably 99.99% guarantee, your explanation is going to show that you are not a good man.
So listen, again, you cannot save some people from themselves. You have to understand this is where they are, this is where they're going to stay until they rid themselves of that mindset. And it takes a real desire to first. You do not have an obligation to come in. You hear something like this, and I get it. I get it. The first reaction is I want to go ahead and disprove her. I want to jump in a comment and I want to talk to her. I want to tell her how wrong she is. The same thing happens on my own channel. When I see some comments being said about, oh, you're bashing, I want to get in there and defend myself. I want to sit there and fight the good fight and convince this person, no, they're wrong. Some people just want to say what they want to say, and you have to let them. You have to allow that. It's part of being in a interconnected society now. The closer we are, the more tolerant we have to be of people's opinions. What you believe isn't necessarily what I believe, nor do I have to go there and prove to you that you're wrong. So let's take a different spin with this one. Let's not try to be, no, you're wrong. No, everything you're saying is wrong because I have a good man at home, or I have a good brother, or I know my father. No, you just say, hey, cool, I understand. It sounds like you're in pain, and I hope you get the help you need. So, or maybe I hope one day some man meets whatever standards you have set and absolves you of that pain that you're carrying on. Until then, I just wish you the best. And you just detach with love. Hey, good luck out there. If you guys want to take a different approach, if you want to flame, go ahead. Go ahead. But don't give it any type of extra energy or power or life than is necessary. Let me know what you think in the comments.